So listen, callers, I'm going to get back to your calls here in a minute. I have in studio two guests, Chris and Soul. And they came in yesterday for church out of North Carolina. And we had amazing church yesterday. It was so interesting. I invited them on the show today. Thank you guys for coming in.
Hey, Jesse. Thanks for having us.
Good morning, Soul.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Come a little closer to the mic.
Oh, hello.
Is she sitting all right and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. So how is California so far?
Man, California has been lovely.
Oh, yeah, you like it out here?
Yeah, I love it out here. We've been thinking about moving out here, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
This is a bad time to be moved to California. It is all hell.
Yeah, everything's been shut down, but we've gotten around.
Okay. How do you like California, so?
It's very sunny.
Speak a little loud for me.
The weather's very nice.
Would you like to live here?
Yes.
Oh, you would?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
There's a lot of nature and a lot of trails, and it's beautiful out here.
Oh. Did you see all the homeless people and the illegal aliens and all that?
I did.
What do you think about that?
It's really sad. But there's something like that in Charlotte as well. It's called like the Tent City.
Uh-huh.
And it's just like a bunch of homeless people gathered around.
Really?
Tents.
Amazing. So you're thinking about you would like to live out here, huh?
Yeah, I like the vibe out here. I definitely like, I don't know, it's definitely different from North Carolina. There's some things, I guess, that I definitely love about home, especially like being able to, it's like a gun type of culture over there. Everybody's like, not just protect your family, but protect your neighbor in order to protect your family.
Nice.
So I noticed that everybody over here is kind of like very adjacent to that.
Right.
That's the only thing that's a little, and I know it's also very liberal-minded out here as well, but I'm cool with it.
Nice. So we talked yesterday in church, and so I thank you guys for coming in. I invite you to come in, primarily because of the way Soul think and the way you think. Two different ways of thinking.
Mm.
So, Chris, you've been married before, right?
Yes.
And how many children?
3.
How old are your kids?
They are 11, 9, and 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you spend time with them?
All the time.
Oh,
All
good.
the time, yeah.
And so you're not married?
No.
And how many children?
0.
Do you hope to get married one day
Yes.
and have children?
Yes.
You do. So would you say you're liberal or conservative?
I would say I'm liberal.
You're liberal?
Mm-hmm.
And Chris, you are liberal or conservative?
Conservative.
Conservative. So what is it like being with a guy who is a conservative?
It's so annoying.
It's annoying?
Yeah.
In what way?
Like, he would just say things and it's really offensive, but I would just take it. I mean, we would talk about it, but like, it's just not, it's offensive.
Like what, for an example? Can you think of an example?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like he slut shames me a lot.
Slut shame?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Like, kind of shaming me for having sex.
Oh, out of wedlock?
Yes.
Are you a slut?
I guess
That's
his
a
definition.
slut.
Well, I'm a slut maker.
Oh, so you the slut maker and you having sex with
I
the
can't
slut?
stop having sex. That's my personal issue, is that I can't stop having sex. I've tried. When I wake up, before I go to sleep, before we came here, before I went to sleep last night, I just trying to keep that under control. So that's
What the?
You sound like a sex addict.
It wasn't like that until we met, which is why I feel like we need to get that under control.
Come back to your mic.
So it wasn't like that until we met, which is why I feel like we need to get that under control.
And how you gonna get it? How are you gonna get it on control if you're doing it like you out of control? You're just getting deeper into it. The less you do it, the less you want to do it.
Yes, I agree.
So why don't you go to less rather than going to more?
I'm afraid of getting old, Jesse. I don't want to have a limp member or anything like that. And I don't know. I mean, I definitely do though, and agree with you as far as the issues that it could. Not just with you. I agree with what God said. The issues of what premarital sex can bring into the relationship, and I've seen it constantly over and over and over again. So what I, for myself, want is to break that cycle of constantly making the same mistakes, I guess.
Right.
Wait, what was that mistake?
Premarital sex.
And why was that a mistake?
It does bring on certain issues as far as entitlement, I guess. Feelings that are there. You can confuse love and lust.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah. You think you're in love, but you're in lust. No wonder you guys relate all that sex. So you hearing that he's really into sex and it's not necessarily love, what do you think hearing that?
You think our relationship is made up?
No, not.
Okay. Well, I mean, we are very attracted to each other.
Sexually,
Yes.
but you don't love one another.
No, I love him.
How do you know you love him if you're so busy having sex?
No, we definitely spend a lot of time together doing other stuff. Yeah, we play tennis together and we go out and
study and
Yeah, we
read
do.
and
If he decided not to have sex until you got married, would you be okay with that?
I'll be okay.
You would?
Yeah. I thought about that actually.
About what?
About holding it off.
And why do you do it? Why don't you do it?
It's just too good.
Amazing. Chris,
Yeah.
what's your name? Chris, yeah.
yeah.
You've been through this already, been married, you have kids. Why not do it, try it the right way with her if you got it? Why are you dating and you have young children?
My children, when they're with me, which they are pretty often, it's like I have work and then I have my responsibilities at home.
Right.
And having not just my girlfriend, but having somebody that I trust, that's good with my kids, that will carry on the same values and maintain that in the home, whether I'm not there or not, whether I step out or whether we're together, that is something I definitely value and appreciate because, those are my kids, and
So you and Soul live together?
no,
Oh, you don't live together?
no.
And so do your kids go to your house and stay
Yeah.
with you? And I don't understand what you're saying.
They have a mother,
Right.
but I also have, it's just the dynamic inside the house. I can be very overbearing, having.
Do you stay with the kid's mother?
No,
Oh, I see.
no.
You could be overbearing with the children or with your ex-wife?
With my children,
Oh.
I have 2 daughters and a son. Separating the two energies, finding a good balance between how to handle things with my daughters and with my son. Having a female in the house does help with, knowing how, I guess, addressing them, knowing how, doing things like their hair, getting them ready, knowing how, if I might come off too strong to my daughters and not being able to recognize that I might have hurt their feelings, having an adult come and tell me, hey, Symphony felt this way or London felt that way, and I'm able to see it from a different perspective. And
Oh, I see.
It does help.
Why not overcome your mother, return to the father, so that wouldn't be an issue at all? You only have love
I've
to
been
guide
trying
the
that.
children.
I've been trying that for 10 years.
Try what? Try what?
Overcoming my parents.
Why haven't you?
That's a good question. I think there's some things I still haven't gotten over, probably from my past, that I'm still fighting to.
Have you gone and forgiven them?
I thought I did. When I first heard that from you, I reached out to them. We hadn't talked for over a decade, and I had reached
Oh,
out
yeah,
to them.
your parents were
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah. And
Right.
I reached out, told them, remember you had said if they don't, accept your forgiveness, to do it anyway.
Right,
I told-
forgive them and God will forgive you.
And they had pretty much the same response that you said. What am I being forgiven for? Why do you feel we need forgiveness? You need to return back to, it became more of what I need to do as far as returning back to their religion and all this.
Yeah.
it just put me back in the same place that I was when I had started.
Oh, really? So you didn't forgive them.
Not completely.
But you must forgive them. They don't need to admit that they're wrong. They don't need to admit to anything. You forgive them, and God will forgive you. Are you doing the silent prayer
Yes.
morning and night?
Yes.
Before or after sex?
Both and
it sounds like
before
you-
me. Yeah, I definitely do the silent prayer thing.
Oh, okay. So, are you ready to be a stepmother?
No.
You're not.
No.
So why date a man who's been married and have children? Why not just start out fresh?
It's because I love him.
You what?
I love him.
You love him? How do you know you love him?
Because the feelings that I get,
What does that feel like?
like comfort, warm, soft.
What? But you can't find that in a man who has not been married and no children?
I wasn't like really looking to date at the time I met him.
Right.
But because I met him, I am in a relationship with him.
Is he your first boyfriend?
No.
Oh, you've dated before?
Yes.
And why those didn't work out? Because you thought you were in love with them too, right?
No, I was only in like one relationship.
And were you in love with him?
No.
You didn't love him at all?
No.
At the time, did you think you loved him?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Why not?
We only dated for 2 months, and then I realized that this is not what I wanted. And then,
Yesterday, we talked about when a woman get married and have kids, she should not work. Do you agree with that?
I mean, I think it's nice that there is an option, but I prefer to work.
If you were married with children, you still prefer to work?
Yes.
And why?
I love children in general, and I feel like that's kind of my calling so I'm trying to be a teacher, and I'm still going to probably be teaching if I have kids.
But what is better, to teach your own children or to let them suffer and teach other people's children?
They suffer, other people's children?
When you go off to work, the kids are left without a parent at home, right? And so they're going to suffer for that while you're out teaching other people's children. Which come first, your children or someone else's children or child?
Probably depending on the situation, like what's priority.
Oh, yeah? Amazing. So,
Like, for example, if someone was, nothing was happening at school, but like my kid was hurt or something, then of course that is my priority. So I'll go, but if there's nothing wrong and like they just want me to come home, I'll be like, sorry, gotta work.
wow. Chris, would you marry a woman knowing that she's unwilling to stay home and be a wife and a mother?
No,
You would not?
I would not. I would not.
So what do you think about that? So,
Honestly, I don't know. This is the first time I've heard of this.
you guys haven't talked about this before?
No.
Why not? You're so busy having sex, you're not talking.
We actually have had conversations about this in so many words, not with that particular
Because of how straightforward it was?
Yeah, but we have had conversations like this as far as, and this is where I mean as far as the teaching that comes into colleges nowadays, because her
Yeah.
viewpoint definitely is, well, I can go to school and I could be a mom and I could have a career and I could, the superwoman thing,
Right.
and I continue to.
It's not about the super, it's like purpose. What are we doing here? We're not here to like be a mother. We're here for God's plan. And
And
like,
God planned it for you to be a wife and a mother.
I don't know about that. How do you know what he wants?
He's not here for you to get married and walk away from the children.
But it's not about, like, it goes way bigger than just our family.
What do you mean?
Like, there's so many people in this world, and like, we don't know, like, what God's agenda is with the world, you know?
No,
So
I
like,
don't.
wouldn't so the reason you're saying that the reason why woman is on Earth is so that we could take care of the man's children?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you think of that, Chris?
That's what the Bible says, and I don't really argue with the Bible too much, even though I may
But-
not follow it strictly. But I am aware that, and I do see that a female's place is most valuable when they are in their nurturing state and bearing children, having children, filling the earth. And
Then what is the woman gonna do after they get kids?
Uh,
Or no, after their kids grow up?
Watch over the grandkids.
But what if they don't have grandkids?
Oh,
What are you
that-
gonna be doing with your life?
Then you could go to work.
What? That's so much time wasted. Like,
How's that wasted?
because a lot of people don't want to hire like old people. They don't want to like. You're missing. There's like this gap of experience that you're.
Let me
you're
take a
missing.
break. Hold on. I'll be back in a moment, folks. I'm talking to Chris and Sol. They're from North Carolina, and they was visiting. Were you guys here just for the church or a vacation and you came to the church?
we were here for vacation, but before we left for vacation, I was like, we're going to Jesse Peterson's show.
All right. I appreciate that. So, were you raised with a father and a mother?
Yes.
Come to the mic for me.
Yes.
And did your mother work?
Yes.
So your father and mother worked
Yes.
and left you home alone?
Yes.
Amazing. No wonder you think that way. And the schools are brainwashing you too, right?
I guess, but I don't know. I think our financial situation was different. Like, we needed the financial stability of 2 incomes.
Oh, really? So you guys tried to live like the Joneses?
The Jones?
Have everything and sacrifice the children.
I wouldn't say that. We would do Bible study together. We would pray together, and we spend time together. Like, especially at night. Like, oh, yeah.
Come closer to the mic.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay. So what is it like now knowing you're dating a guy that not gonna marry you unless you're willing to stay home and be a wife and a mother?
Is that what it is?
I do have every intention of marrying you, but that we do have things that we're growing towards,
Wait, going towards.
Wouldn't say necessarily staying home completely, but
You don't want her
So,
to
like-
stay home?
I do encourage her to pursue her dreams and things.
Do you want her to stay home and be a wife and a mother?
Yeah, once we have kids, yes, definitely.
And you say?
I say, what? What the?
What the?
So now that you know that, you say?
No word.
No way? Would you still marry her if she refused to refused to stay home? Once you have children?
Once we had, I would.
Would you still marry her knowing that?
I would already be married to her before we had before we would have children.
So now?
I would marry her before we would have children.
I know, but once you start having children with her, she's not going to want to stay home. Knowing that in advance, would you still marry her?
Knowing that in advance, no.
All right. So you don't have a husband.
I don't. I would still consider it, especially because I do understand that a kid does need to be taken care of, and it is really expensive to go to daycare, but yeah, I guess we'll just work things out. Maybe I can be a substitute teacher or something.
Or maybe you just stay home and be happy.
I don't know. I don't think I think we're gonna need 2 incomes as well.
Why?
I wanna support him and his family and his kids.
What do you mean?
Like, whatever needs to happen will happen.
You don't think he's capable of doing that?
No, he is, but it's just like time and energy saved, and like it's just so much easier.
So how old are you?
I'm 23.
And you're how old?
33.
33. You also believe that women are equal to men. You said yesterday.
Yes.
You believe women are equal to men.
Yes.
What do you mean by that?
By that I mean both decisions of each gender or like relationship matters. Each opinion.
Why?
Because it takes two to work a team.
Amazing. You believe that men and women are equal?
No, I do not.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I do know that.
And you okay with that?
I understand because it's just a definition of equality that you guys are like talking about. So in that sense, I kind of do understand.
What do you mean by it's just a definition of equality? What do you mean by that?
Like, I guess with equality, you guys are like comparing two genders, but what you guys are saying is that everyone's qualities are different, and you can't compare two genders is basically what it is.
And what do you say when you say men and women are not equal? What do you mean by that?
I say that plain and simple, men and women they can't do the same things, and they don't bring the same things to the table. So I don't view them as being equal, but I don't view one or the other being more valuable or less valuable than the other. I feel that while women aren't equal to men, everything that they do is just as valuable, not only to the family structure, but to the community as well.
Do you believe that the man is over the woman, the head of the woman?
Yes.
Do you believe that?
I don't believe that.
You do not?
But I respect his.
How you guys, what was your wife like? Was she liberal as well?
Yes. Very,
So,
very, very liberal.
was she black?
Yes. Puerto Rican and black, yeah.
And so what was it like being married to her? What was she like? Did she work?
No.
She stayed home.
Yeah, we were, so I had gotten married while a Jehovah's Witness, and it was pretty much like an arranged marriage.
Yeah.
And from day one, there was a whole bunch of other people inside our relationship, in our marriage. And the rules were, you have to work, she doesn't have to do anything. If she doesn't want to go to work, she doesn't have to. The whole thing was totally flipped around from what my parents had taught me. And then that's when I started noticing as well that the things that my parents taught me, the things that were in the religion were also, they were also kind of separate. So,
Yeah. What is an arranged marriage? What does that mean exactly?
like they decide who you will marry.
Really?
Yeah.
So they found this girl and said, "This is who you're gonna marry."
They had pretty much, like, families get together. They also have rules, like if you ever do anything sexual with anybody, if you ever have more than just, or if they consider your relationship to consist of heavy petting, they say, well, you're already married in God's eyes, so now you need to make it legal.
And so they found this woman and said, "This is who you're gonna marry."
In so many words.
And what was your first thought about that when they said it? What did you think about that?
My first thought, because of the way that I was raised and the way that reality was to me, the way that reality had been formed, this bubble around me.
Right.
My viewpoint was that this is what I need to do in order to have everlasting life. This is what I need to do for God to continue to bless me. This is what I need to do for my parents to continue to have my parents' blessing. This is what needs to be done.
Really?
Yeah.
And so, you were raised a Jehovah Witness?
Yes.
So that's all you knew at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And you're not a Jehovah Witness now?
No.
What changed your mind?
Oddly enough, it was a fraternity that I had went to, and I learned a lot about the person that had created my religion, and blew my mind as far as knowing what he was into, learning his history, learning how our religions had started. And when I started asking questions, their response to me was, we don't know, and I wouldn't advise you go look for it. So that definitely was a red flag to me.
And so you, so when you get, if I remember Jehovah's Witness religion, once you decide I'm not going to be a Jehovah's Witness anymore, the rules are, well, one of the rules are you can't have any relationship with them at all.
No, not at all. So basically, Jesse, like how let's say your channel, you have over 300,000 subscribers. And in those pool of subscribers, those are your family members, your friends, people you grew up with, co-workers, only people you have been allowed to associate with. And then the moment that you decide to step away, YouTube takes away all your subscribers, your family, your friends, your connection, your whole social network is gone. So you know no one at that point. You're now just by yourself. And that's kind of like the bait that they use to keep people to stay inside the truth. You know, like you might lose your family, you might lose your friends. And the way that they keep you from having outside association is by only allowing you to socialize with people inside the church.
And so what was it like for you when you first left?
I was in hell.
You were?
Yeah.
When you left the family?
Yeah. I was in complete hell. I was homeless. I was on the street. I was 17, 18 years old. And they had did that. They had put me out because until I had, got married. And then once I had did that, it became more rules. Like, all right, now that you're married, you need to do this in order to stay, not only in the family, but in the truth or in the religion.
Really?
Yeah.
So your blood father and mother rejected you?
Yes.
And what was it like having your father reject you?
Man. I hated him for a long time. I really, really, really hated him. I could never understand how anyone could turn their back on their own flesh and blood, especially like when you recall, it's a bit like kids. I don't know. For me, I grew up in like a corporal punishment type of household. So like when you're getting beat and you're being told, I didn't have a father and you need to appreciate having a father and so on and so forth. And then once you reach of age and your father just throws you aside like you're not trash, like you're trash.
Yeah.
It really makes you like recap all that. I was like, what was all of that for? You know, like what was everything leading up to this moment for? What was the whole purpose? It really made me feel like they didn't love me, didn't care about me, and I was just a result of having sex.
And how long ago was this happened?
This is like about I was 17, 18, and then got married at 20, so it was about like 11, 12 years.
Really? And so are you over all that now?
For the most part.
It still bother you some?
Sometimes, like right now, anytime they have issues, I have other people that come and tell me, and when I have done a good job as far as keeping them, I don't want to say keeping them away, but just when I've done spent time in solitude, I don't want to hear about somebody's sick or something's going on with someone and so forth. It's like, okay, yeah, like let's keep this line where it's at.
Why would they come and tell you that if your parents or someone was sick, since they won't let you hang out with them anyway? Why would they let you know
It's
that?
the devil.
Yeah.
It's my ex-wife.
Oh, your ex-wife.
That's the only person I hear stuff from about
I
our
see.
family. Like, hey, your mom's got cancer. Won't hear nothing for like 4 or 5 months. Then I'll get a random text. Hey, your mom's got cancer.
Oh, I
Then
see.
I'll get another text like a few months later. Hey, your mom just had a stroke. But we don't talk, communicate, anything outside of that. So that's why I say I kind of view it like it's just the devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did you and your wife divorce?
We had some issues in our marriage as far as being faithful.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it was hard for you to be faithful?
Or
her?
It was both. Both of us got married really young.
Oh, so both of y'all cheated on each other?
Yes.
Oh, I see. So is she a Jehovah's Witness as well?
Not anymore.
Oh, she was though when you, yeah. But now she's no longer. Oh, that's why she's able to communicate with you and you can see your kids.
Yeah.
Because she's no longer a Jehovah's Witness.
Well, she had never actually, she had never been baptized. So that's another thing that Jehovah's Witnesses have. Like if you have never been baptized in water, certain rules don't apply to you. So you could have sex and people can still talk to you because you haven't fully committed to God. You can use certain language and people can still associate you. You can still go to your family's house because, you know, they're not excommunicated from the truth or from the religion because they haven't fully committed to God. So
What?
she
No.
always stayed in that limbo.
What a messed up religion. One last thing, not last thing, but so do you have brothers and sisters?
Yes.
And they can't talk to you either?
My sister, who had sex before me, she got kicked out the house. I haven't talked to my sister since she got kicked out at a young age. And we haven't spoken in like 10, 15 years.
So you just had one sister?
Sister and her brother that stayed in the truth, and he's the only one, or the kingdom hall, and he's the only one that's allowed to still communicate with the family, or that they
Amazing.
still communicate with.
What's important to you? So, what's
I'm sorry?
important to you?
Like in general?
Uh-huh.
My babe.
That's what's important to you?
Yes.
In what way?
He like really changed my life.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
From what to what?
I would say before I met him, I was very lost and angry and sad.
You're very lost and angry and sad?
Yes.
And why are you that way? Why were you that way?
I guess like this was like when we actually met. I wasn't like having like a good time with my family.
You were not?
Yeah, we were fighting, and yeah, he really helped me through that.
And so are you not fighting with them anymore?
No.
So how did he help you?
I guess by like encouraging me to think from my mom's perspective, because he is a parent, and just him empathizing with my mom and dad.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yes.
So he encouraged you to not to be angry at them for the way they are?
It was just more like they have good intentions.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Amazing. And so now you get along with them?
We're getting better, but definitely so much more improvement.
Oh, I see. And you still live with them?
No.
Oh, you don't? You live on your own?
No, I have a roommate.
Oh, I see. And so how do they feel about you dating a black guy out of your race, whether it's black or white?
My mom would prefer me to date an Asian person, preferably Chinese. But I'm Korean, by the way. But my mom and dad aren't like supportive, I guess, of our relationship.
They're not? I'm sorry?
They're not.
And so what's the difference between a Chinese and an Asian? You say what do you say?
I'm Korean.
You're Korean. What's the difference between a Korean and a Chinese?
Honestly, I don't know, but my mom told me like they treat women better. So that's why she wanted me to marry me.
Really? And how about your father? He wanted you to marry a Chinese or Korean?
My dad just wants me to be happy.
Oh, he doesn't care.
No, he wants me to like marry someone who's good for me.
How about, does he mind that you're dating a black guy?
We don't really talk about it.
Were you close to your father? Are you close to your father?
No.
Are you closer to your mother?
I used to be.
Oh, I see.
Uh-huh.
And so, are you attracted to Chinese guys?
No, I'm attracted to this man.
Oh, you are. Are you attracted to Korean guys?
Yes.
You are. What's the difference between a black guy and a Korean?
The culture, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like the black culture?
I think it's more of like an American culture. I'm not used to. Yeah.
You were born here in this country?
No,
Where were you born?
I was born in Korea.
Oh, you were. How did you end up here?
We immigrated here.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
You like it here
Yes.
better than over there?
I don't remember Korea.
You don't remember? Oh, you were really young?
Yes.
Amazing. So, This is very interesting. One is a conservative. You guys need to talk more rather than sexing more.
We talk all the time. That's
We
why
talk during sex.
sometimes we'll have the Jesse Lee Peterson show playing in the background, and she'll just be like, "Did he just say what I think he did?"
I was like, turn that off. It's not. You're not the only YouTuber you watch.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming in. I know you're leaving today, but thank you for coming in. Any
for
questions for
having
me? So,
No, I don't have any questions.
anything you everything you disagree with, right?
I wouldn't say I disagree with it, but I do really like your point about not comparing, because I think that's like what the society is built on.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Amazing. Did you vote for the Great White Hope?
Who's that?
The Great White Hope. Did you-
Oh, like Trump.
You know who it is.
I did not.
You did not?
When you open your heart to patriotism, there is no room for prejudice.
You don't love the Great White Hope?
Amazing.
Amazing. You don't love the Great White Hope?
I'm not a huge fan.
Why not?
He doesn't have great, or like, I don't agree with his immigration policies.
What do you mean?
She's a Sleepy Joe supporter.
Really?
I'm not a Sleepy Joe reporter. I'm not a fan of Biden as well.
What? Did you vote?
No, I'm not. I
Oh,
can't vote.
Oh, you're too young? Oh, no, you are old enough. Oh, you're a foreigner.
Yes.
Oh, I see. Do you think Joe Biden should be allowed all these illegals to just come in?
I do think so.
Why?
Because I think these people are in need of refugee. And,
But they're not, though.
But
They're coming here for free stuff.
oh, what makes you say that? What free stuff?
Because when they come, they get free health care, free
Free
houses.
healthcare? I don't even get free healthcare.
But they do, though. They get free houses. They get free
How?
everything.
Can you?
The government give it to them because the Democrats want them to vote for them.
But
and
they
so
can't
get-
vote if they don't have status, especially if they're illegal.
Not here.
What?
Yeah.
Ugh.
You didn't know that?
What is going?
Real fast, what's important to you?
Family, God, and guns.
Amazing. I'll rest my case. Thank you guys for coming in. And happy White History Month. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Jesse Lee Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.